The outrage is back in full force in the streets of the Iranian capital, where protesters are right now risking their lives to demonstrate against the government they deem to be illegitimate. As many as 3,000 people facing off with security forces determined to silence them. A flood of new images is now coming out of Iran. Reza Sayah is monitoring all of it from CNN's Iran desk. Let's turn to Reza. Reza, tell our viewers what's going on right now.
Wolf, it's a little after 1:30 a.m. in the morning, local time in Iran. Things are quiet at this hour, but things really heated up earlier in the day, and at times things got flat out ugly. These were the first protests we'd seen in about 11 days. Let's show you some video that's been coming into the Iran desk over the past few hours. Really difficult to put a number on the demonstrators that came out today, but based on eyewitnesses we've spoken with, they put the number about 3,000 protesters. They started gathering at Revolution Square in downtown Tehran between 4 and 5 p.m. local time. They were met there with a few thousand security forces. Obviously a recipe for violence, and that's what we saw. According to CNN sources on the ground, there were numerous occasions where there were clashes. These forces managed to get the protesters out of Revolution Square, but according to eyewitnesses, the protesters spread out to surrounding streets and neighborhoods. One eyewitness describes a man with a bloody face. Several eyewitnesses say security forces attacked protesters. Also accounts of tear gas and shots being fired into the air. On some of these videos that you're watching right now, some very aggressive chants against the government. We heard death to the dictator, death to Ayatollah Khamenei, which is the supreme leader. And here's a chant that we hadn't heard before, death to Mojtaba Khamenei. Mojtaba is the supreme leader's son. And during the past few days, there's been a lot of reports that Mojtaba Khamenei has taken over the pro-government besieged militia, the security forces, the controversial security forces who we've seen really brutally beat up some of these protesters. So today, Wolf, you heard death to Mojtaba Khamenei. So not as many protesters out as we've seen before, but certainly a good 3,000 of them coming out on Revolution Square and surrounding neighborhoods.
We'll see what happens tomorrow, Friday, which is a holy day in the Muslim world. Thanks very much, Reza Sayah, monitoring what's going on over at the Iran desk.